Hey guys, my name is Danielle and today we are going to be talking about Ruin and Rising by Leigh Bardugo. Ruin and Rising is the final book in the Grisha trilogy, if you did not know. The first book in the Grisha trilogy is Shadow and Bone, and the second book is Siege and Storm. If you are interested in these books, I have already done discussion videos on these and I will link those below, so be sure to check that out. Now if you follow me on Goodreads or if you watch my videos, you might have realized that this has taken me a long time to read. I literally started this series over a month ago and I was like, oh yeah, these are super short, I'm gonna get through these in like maybe a week. No, it took me over a month to finish the series. Don't know why. I mean, partially I was busy, and then other reason might have just been because I just couldn't get through this series, and that's just no joke. But now that I've read this series, I feel like Alina when she first discovered her power. I'm just emitting all of this light, and I just feel, ah! Yes, it's fantastic. Because now, even though I did enjoy this series, I can move on to other things. Yay! Sorry if you like this series more than I did. I did like it, I just didn't like it as much as I hoped I would. So what I want to talk about with this book in the non-spoiler sense is that I really did enjoy Leigh Bardugo's writing. It just progressed and progressed and progressed. With each book, her writing just got so much better as she went, and her writing is already fantastic. I love the way that she writes. She's very detailed, and it's very... I don't have a word, but it draws you in and it keeps you reading, and I really enjoyed it. What I struggled with this series, however, was that the plot was very lacking for me, so it took me a while to get through books, and when I did get through each book, I didn't feel like a lot went on. What I really did love with this series, however, is the characters. The characters are beautifully written, they're enticing, they're relatable, they're intriguing, and their character growth and development is just so vast throughout this entire series, especially in this book. You get to see a lot of your favorite characters and how far they've come. For example, Alina, Genya, even Mal, all had great, wonderful character development, and I really enjoyed reading about them and seeing how far they came by the end of this book. That is pretty much it for my non-spoiler section of this little discussion. So if you've not read it, I will hopefully see you soon after you've read it. There's not much more I can say without spoiling anything since it is the third book in the trilogy, so yeah. So I have to start by saying that plot-wise, this was my favorite book in the trilogy. This was finally the book where I feel like a lot of things happened and continuously happened, and there wasn't as much sitting around and waiting around, and every time I caught a break, something else happened, and I really enjoyed that about this book. It made this book so much faster in terms of how long it took me to read it. I felt like there was always something going on, and that was what I was hoping for with the rest of the series, and with the rest of the series it just felt like there was a lot of just sitting around and waiting and not a lot happening, and so I was very thrilled when I picked this book up and instantly just scene after scene. Oh, this happens, whoa, what about this? Oh my god, what's going on? I actually really thoroughly enjoyed that about this book. What I didn't like about this book, however, was the ending. It was very unsatisfying for me. First of all, I didn't think the Darkling was gonna die. I did not see that coming whatsoever. I mean, I guess he had to, I guess it makes sense, but what? I didn't see that coming. Everybody raves and raves and raves about the Darkling, and oh, I love the Darkling so much. I don't know if it was because he was so hyped up or if I just never really connected with him, but I didn't love the Darkling as much as everybody else did. And I'm probably going to get some people who don't agree with me, and that's fine. I normally love characters like the Darkling. My all-time favorite character ever is Sebastian from the Mortal Instruments series, and I thought the Darkling was going to be my next Sebastian, and it didn't happen for me. I really did grow to like his character, and I felt for him, and I craved more scenes with him, but I don't know, just didn't like him as much as everybody else did, and I expected to, so I was kind of bummed about that. I didn't like that Alina ended up with Mal. So, in the first book, I really liked Mal. In the second book, Mal really annoyed me. In the third book, Mal develops a little bit more, and I'm like, okay, Mal's not so bad, this and that, and I really, really enjoyed Mal in the third book a lot more than the previous one, but I didn't like that Alina and Mal ended up together. I really didn't. Not because I don't like them together, which I don't necessarily, but mostly because I just feel like throughout this series there was so much build-up for her to be this amazing, wonderful, incredible person, and she was going to be a queen, and she was going to rule, and she was the people's hope, and she just decided to die in the Battle of the Fold and let everyone believe that she was dead, and she lost her powers, and she was content with just settling down. And for me, I felt like Alina wasn't actually happy. Reading that scene... Mr. Bubbles wants in. That's okay. Reading that scene at the very end, it was very unsatisfying because I know that they all went through so much and they were dealing with all of the losses and dealing with everything that happened, but I just wasn't satisfied for Alina. I just feel like she settled. So maybe that's just me. I personally think that if Alina ended up with anyone, because I don't think it was necessary she ended up with anyone at all, but I feel like if she ended up with someone, it should have been Nikolai. Nikolai, in this book, I had all of these hopes and dreams for Nikolai and Alina, and then the Darkling turned him into some creature, and it just shattered my heart that he followed them around everywhere, and Nikolai just couldn't catch a break, and Alina turns him down in the end, and I loved Nikolai a lot, and he was probably my favorite character in this book for sure, so I was really heartbroken at the fact that his ending seemed so unfinished. I didn't really get that much closure with Nikolai. I feel like the last scene we got with him, we were just finally getting to see all of the stuff that he was going through, and that was it. We didn't really get any other closure with him, and I really wish that I got more, because I really enjoyed Nikolai, so that's how I feel about that. I'm not happy about it. I don't really have much more to say about this book or this series. I really am excited to delve into Six of Crows, and I read this series first because I figured I really wanted a little bit more insight on the world and a little bit more background on the world, so I'm definitely excited to read Six of Crows, and I know a lot of people have said that they liked Six of Crows better than the Grisha trilogy, so I'm hoping that I feel the same way. I picked up this series not knowing much about it, and when I looked into it, I saw that there were a ton of people who just hated this series. I'm not one of them. I really did enjoy this series. I just expected more from it, and overall I am very glad that I read this series, and I do suggest reading it if you have not already. So that is it for my discussion of Ruin and Rising by Leigh Bardugo. I really hope you enjoyed this video as much as I did, and be free. Be free. Dobby is a free elf. Be free. Feel free to press a like or subscribe and leave a comment below. I would love to see your opinions on this book. And I will see you in the future with a new video. Thanks, guys. Bye. Oh my gosh. My favorite quote, of all time, currently, presently, at the moment, came from Ruin and Rising, and I have to share it because I posted it on Goodreads, and I was like, wow, what a great tattoo this quote would make. The quote is from Jenya, and she says, "I am not ruined, I am ruination." Oh, the Z snaps. Jenya, go girl. When Jenya said that, I was like, oh, yes, girl, get it. I love Jenya. Jenya is great. She's fantastic. She is, Jenya and we should be best friends. Just saying. I love you, girl.